Hey everybody, I'm Ben Shipper and welcome to my channel. This is going to be a little atypical of my channel. Usually I'm looking at either comic books or children's books or some more illustrated work. But I'm just going to show and talk about what I like. So I recently read this book, Roverandom, by J.R.R. Tolkien, whom some of you might know. A little English author who did a few good things, and I love this book. It's a great like romp, to use that word that I've never used before. It reminds me of his friend C.S. Lewis's stories, his writings. It's much more off the cuff. It's so unlike Tolkien in a lot of the ways that people praise Tolkien of having this like very solid world building or you know, language systems or just a very, very tight cosmology and conception of his mythological worlds. This is not like that. It reminds me of kind of his Father Christmas stuff, which I actually haven't read, but it exists now because of the popularity of The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings. I don't think this was published in his lifetime because it is purely a children's story for his children, especially. It's about a little dog that gets turned into a toy dog, and he kind of goes on an adventure to figure out how to become a real dog again. And he goes to the moon and a few other places, which I won't spoil. But it exists kind of in that space after he did The Hobbit. And it's an option that he gave to his publishers after doing The Hobbit, before The Hobbit became very successful. So once the Hobbit was successful, everyone, including Tolkien himself, just put this to the side. You know, we want more Hobbit stuff, a sequel to The Hobbit, and lo and behold, that's what happened, and that's what came of The Lord of the Rings. And this just collected dust in his drawers, not those drawers, in his desk drawers, everyone, and now we have it, and now we have it in a beautiful version. So this more specifically is why I'm showcasing this book. There are other versions of it. There are other paperback versions, and I don't think this is available on Amazon, which is the biggest seller of books, I think, now. But this pocket version is from Harper Collins, but I think Harper Collins in the UK. And I just wanted to kind of give this like an A+ review for just book design and editing. It's a really great artifact in itself. You know, small size and just beautifully done. The illustrations are all Tolkien's, and let me just take my promo. I'll save that for the end of the show. But the illustrations are all Tolkien's, and there are all of them that sort of pertain to this story. Here's the back of it, and these are the mountains of the moon. So that's why we have the Earth up here. The little dog Roverandom goes to the moon, and this is him here, and he has a little friend, the Moon Rover, and they get into mischief and are chased by the white dragon in the moon. And there are some other illustrations as well. I mean, just throughout, I mean, end papers. And there's a great introduction that's full of little tidbits about the conception of the book, the history of it, what Tolkien was doing at the time, his relationship with his sons that got this idea going. And it's one of those things that I, again, just haven't heard a lot of people talk about this story, and like I know animation is sort of like in its heyday right now, at least in this world. And a lot of people are looking for content, I think. This would be a wonderful, let's make a wonderful animated movie. I mean, it's just a complete gas. A lot of fun, a lot of great moments. And of course, it'd look a little different, have to be a little different. Things would have to get fleshed out a little bit, I'm sure, but it just was such a breath of fresh air to me, just because it's such a fun story, fun, innocent story, and I just want to share it with you guys. And I would, again, stress just how nice this copy feels. There are others online, and I've seen others, and I've never wanted to buy those just because they haven't felt this good in my hand. You know, the paper quality is wonderful, and it's such a nice package that, you know, I have and I'm going to read, but I'm definitely collecting these things for our son. So after buying this, I immediately looked online and looked at the actual Pocket Treasury collection, and it is a box set from the publishers Harper Collins, and I do believe that this is the UK version of Harper Collins, and it has two more well-known ones: the Farmer Giles of Ham and Smith of Wootton Major, which are really fun. I've read these both. But there's some extra content in each of them here. And The Adventures of Tom Bombadil, which I don't believe it's the Tom Bombadil in The Lord of the Rings. I think this is sort of pre stuff based on the Dutch doll. I think Tom Bombadil, at least I read that in the Roverandom introduction, that Tom Bombadil is sort of based on a painted Dutch doll. So again, I haven't read this one, so it might have a lot of tie-in to the Tom Bombadil of the Lord of the Rings, but this whole thing just represents an era in Tolkien's life that was, I think, filled with sort of childlike joy, and represented in these kind of fun, low-stakes kind of stories. And these are all illustrated by Pauline Baines, who I have a video about some of her work here, and they're all going to try to escape me, so I'll kind of corral them here. But again, same quality as this one, same size, and again, it's in that box set, which, you know, I can't say I love actual box sets, just because when you put this on a shelf, you know, it's got this little space here between the other books, and it's like, wow, what the heck? And you can't you have to take the box out of the shelf and yada yada. But really nice box, like sturdy, good quality, great present for anyone that wants to give this to someone. Buy the box set, and there are illustrations. Okay, so I haven't read these versions, but I know that I have looked through them, and there are some amazing Pauline Baines drawings. So this is a drawing that would have been in all of the other copies. Very, very fine, dark ink drawings, and really gorgeous in their kind of layout, I think. Her, like, organic forms were just, like, incredible. And very medieval, obviously. So there are those that were shown in, oh, this is cool. Yeah. Double page spread, come on. So those would have been in the most of the printed copies. But there is a gallery, which is escaping my nimble fingers right now. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, here it is. This is a gallery, yada yada. I haven't read that, don't know what I'm talking about, but I know that I haven't seen these before. And these are just more detail, more softer. There's a lot of like, the lines are still the same hard kind of quality, but there's a lot of soft shading and really delicately reproduced. And here you get a lot of different gray tones and just incredibly iconographic stylizations of fire and tools and a little dog. It's just magnificent. Like this, I eat this stuff up. I just I'll eat it up. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So and it goes on. There's more and more and more and more stuff. And for those of you who don't know, Pauline Baynes illustrated the Narnia books for C.S. Lewis, and which are wonderful. But these just have a different height. I think these just have a sharpness and an iconographic quality that is not in those books. So this, for instance, if you remember this one. Okay, so this is the graphic version, and this is the more of the atmospheric vedutic quality, if I'm using that right, which can't define right now, but it's just more atmospheric, more interested in shading and a little bit more volume, obviously, though it's still flat. So it's just awesome. I mean, her range of textures and line quality is amazing. You see that like shadow behind our hero here, and it's right here. It's got these sort of beautiful eye kind of flowers, and a little horse in the door. And if you flip back here, it's like, wow, she did the same thing, and it's still awesome, but she got to do it several different ways. And we have that now in a little book that was done so beautifully. So this is just, it's called the Treasury Edition. I believe it is actually a treasure, and well worth buying and looking at often. Certainly sharing it with a child in your life, or hoarding it from them until they're old enough to touch it without destroying it. She did Farmer Giles of Ham stuff, but it's a lot of little spots and not quite as elegant as well, maybe more elegant. I don't know. It's great, but it's different. Oh, here's a little gallery. Oh, there you go. Pleasant surprise. There's more really fantastic reproductions. So cool. I mean, like, it's crazy, It's a thicket. She drew this like thicket, and it's just one layer using negative space and gray tone. It's just incredible. And then that like dragon is super gnarly. Like going from really, like something about like detail versus simplicity, and she knows how to do it. I mean, this girl, she knows how to do it. Oh boy. Okay, I actually haven't looked in Tom Bombadil. I don't think there's any illustrations here besides maybe there is. Okay, there's a little starting out there. Let's quick flip through. Oh, okay, so this is crazy. This is Tolkien's calligraphy, which I didn't know he could do. I mean, I knew he could illustrate a little bit, in the amateur kind of way, which is wonderful. There's nothing wrong with being an amateur. But I didn't know he could, do calligraphy, because typically his handwriting, if you see it elsewhere, which you do see it in some of these, is horrible. But this is the same passage, just in different calligraphic styles. So, you can just puke, because it's awesome. But there you go. I would immediately search on Abe Books or Thrift Books or somewhere else, eBay, just somewhere else besides Amazon, because I don't believe that this can be found on Amazon. Yeah, I love you guys. I think you guys like books and illustrations, so you're welcome for sharing these. Okay, I did know that there was a Hobbit version as well. So a Hobbit sort of pocket version. And I thought, you know, I don't know why it doesn't go in the set. That's weird, but I ordered it and wanted to see what it's like. It doesn't, because I don't believe it's from the same publisher. It says it's from Mariner. And how exactly the rights work. So it says Harper Collins Publishers, but it's from Mariner Books. I don't exactly know how that works exactly, like the imprints. But I bought this and I was disappointed. Sorely disappointed, because the pages are like, they're not cream. They're like bright white. They remind me a little bit like the Gideon Bible, which are kind of fun in their own right, but doesn't have, it's not very appealing, just the paper quality. It definitely, is a smaller bind because it's thinner paper, but, what's wrong with the thick spine? But, this is the tragedy here. This is the absolute tragedy of this edition is, it's not this, it's not this gold foil 75th anniversary version tag up here. It's not that. That's a little egregious, but they have written pocket edition right on the front cover. I mean, what? Like, why would you do that? Why would you write pocket edition on a small book? I mean, what does this add to me? I mean, it's only detracting. I mean, adding to the truth only subtracts from it. It's not good at all. I do think I will return it, just because why would you write pocket edition on the cover? I mean, what is going on? Like, who needs to know as they're looking at this cover that this is a pocket edition? I mean, does someone, just have that big of a size complexion that they need to know this is important? This is an important thing to know about the book that you're holding. This is a pocket edition. Ridiculous. And it's like got black outlines on the thing, so it's hard to read. Anyway, okay, that was bad. I will say I looked in the front flaps, and this almost saved the book for me. It almost got me. It might actually still almost get me to keep this. It says, this charming pocket-sized edition contains the complete unabridged text and features the original cover illustration painted by J.R.R. Tolkien himself. The perfect gift for little hobbits everywhere. And that warmed my heart. It was like, yeah, this is great for kids. I mean, the little size, the durability of hardbacks, it's true. It's true. And I may keep it. I might keep it in my little Tolkien pocket-sized library, and we'll just avoid looking at this or calling it out ever. But I know, anyway. So we'll see what this happens to this guy. Again, Tolkien's illustration is amazing, and there are his illustrations inside, but I'm sure you've all seen those. But anyway, just wonderful graphic quality to his artwork. I think people call him a designer, essentially, not necessarily an illustrator, but he illustrates like a designer is more or less the thing. Anyway, I've got to go because my baby has woken up from his nap. But before I do, this is my comic, Joe Death and the Graven Image, publishing from Dark Horse Comics, March of next year. Cross your fingers. But you can pre-order it on Amazon right now. Some of the images are old images, so like the page reviews there, or the page previews there are some old images that I'm trying to get Dark Horse to change. But anyway, this is the cover, and it is the one up on Amazon right now. But you can pre-order it there, or if you can pre-order it somewhere else, please do. But thank you for checking out this channel. Like, follow, share, yada yada. If you want me to do, you know, if you want me to come back, I will come back. You don't have to do anything for me to come back. But anyway, I'll talk to you later. Bye.